Music.
Music! Life is but a dream by Avenged Sevenfold. Well, I guess a good starting point is, what is your opinion on prog metal?
I don't really listen to prog metal, but I
But
listen to Avenged Sevenfold.
oh yeah, so that's something that I've been reading a lot about. Is people are kind of classifying this album as a prog metal album. So it's kind of like it's in the same vein as bands like Tool, where it's like kind of psychedelic. Personally, like I can see that. I can see how it's kind of proggy, but when you put it next to a band like Tool, I really just don't see it that similar. In a way, it almost feels like it's its own genre. It's not quite prog metal, but it's not, you know, your general, yeah, it's not your general heavy metal. Shut the f*** up.
Every song could be its own genre.
Yeah, it definitely is one of those albums where every song kind of holds its own. So I guess a good question is, what genre would you describe Avenged Sevenfold as a whole as? Because I've heard...
As a whole?
Yeah, just like the entirety of Avenged Sevenfold, if it had to be described as one specific subgenre of metal, what would that be?
I mean...
Because I've heard a lot of conflicting answers.
The thing is, they conflict themselves a lot.
Right.
Like, even back... I think it's their third album was the White Album. That album was specifically made... because people were making fun of them because they were only playing one type of music, so they decided, F it, we're gonna f around, and every song was a little different.
Because they're kind of interesting, because they definitely give the aesthetic of like an emo rock band. Like if you looked at, especially how they looked back in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
And you look at the way they dressed and the way like their stage presence and all that, they looked like an emo rock band. And some of those songs I could almost understand if somebody tried to describe them as being like emo metal. Like I could kind of see it. The lead vocalist, I'm sorry I don't know his name, definitely kind of has that voice to where he could pull off being an emo singer, but I wouldn't go so far as to call them emo music.
Yeah, no.
And especially with this newer album.
Yeah, I'd call it like experimental metal.
Yeah, but it's definitely very showy, which I know is a common thing of prog metal. They're very artsy. One of the things I was reading about when I was researching this album, the first single from this album, Nobody, was apparently like had this whole artsy fartsy thing where it seemed like their social accounts got hacked. So all of their social accounts had all this weird stuff on it that was leading people on this like wild goose chase, which then led people to a link to an unlisted video, and that unlisted video was the first single. They have all this very theatric.
Fetch me their swords.
Oh my god, I forgot how gay Richtofen sounds.
And I feel like that's just a part of... They were very crucial to how metal is nowadays.
Right. People don't give them enough credit for how much they really did back in those early 2000s.
I would say they're not quite the Metallica of nowadays, but they're up there.
Honestly, yeah, I could see Avenged Sevenfold being one of those bands that's kind of like the successor to... Oh, I forgot it's double hit. So one of the things I did want to ask you about. So this album got a score of, I believe, 87 on Metacritic. Do you think that 87 is a fair score for this album?
When I was first listening to it, I mean, you know this, I really did not like it.
Right.
I feel like it's one of those things that have to grow on you.
Right, yeah. It's one of those things where it kind of doesn't get you that first time around.
Yeah.
But then again, 87, would you say that is a fair score?
I would say that's fair. I would give it a little higher.
All right. Well then,
I'd probably set it to 90.
All right. Although that does then lead into my next question. If you had to put this on a tier list of Avenged Sevenfold albums, so the S through F, where would you put it? Okay, that's fair. The second single was apparently first shown during a show at Area 15 in Las Vegas. But apparently, despite the fact that We Love You was the second single that they were showing off there, they also played the song Game Over, but that one wasn't properly released as a single during that time, so they just kind of showed that one off for
funsies.
just for shits and giggles. So I just thought that one was kind of interesting. But then again, speaking of the song Game Over, that is the first track on this album. So give me your thoughts on it.
Game Over is, I think, if I were to reorder them, I think Game Over would still be the first one.
Yeah, I think, well, especially with an artsy album like this, the order of the album is very important. And I think it does a decent job of... Oh, I'm so boned. Oh, I'm so boned.
Speaking of Game Over, holy shit, wait.
Yeah. It's a little odd. This intro song is very odd, but it kind of does... It does a good job of setting the... It sets the stage for what the album becomes.
I don't know if you know what he's saying in this fast part.
No.
But it's basically walking you through life.
Oh.
What I would describe it as is someone walking through their life before killing themselves.
I noticed that suicide does seem to be a reoccurring theme in this album. Suicide and life and your place in the universe and all that stuff. It's very psychological album.
Yeah, it's very much about life and death, yeah. They just miss taxes.
I mean, that's what the song Mattel seems to be about, but we'll get to that one when we get there. Actually, that is the next song. That's a good segue.
Mattel.
That's a very interesting song. That one's
yeah. Like I said, not my favorite, but I think what it's saying is very good.
Yeah, the message of it, when I first listened to the song, I didn't quite understand what it was about, and then I watched the music video, and the music video is fucked up, but it kind of does a good job of describing what the song is about, because my understanding of it, I could be completely wrong, is it's a song about, like, material possessions, and, like, it's one of those songs where it's kind of like, wow, good job, pal.
Yeah, it's kind of, what I'm kind of seeing in it is it's, yeah, exactly what you're saying, but it's more about the fakeness of how the world feels sometimes with that being unauthentic.
Right, it's, Catcher in the Rye, it's, everybody's phonies.
Do you know the movie The Truman Show?
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a reference to that, where he says, yeah, let me pull up the lyrics, because I don't remember.
Yeah, no worries, I'll just cut this part out of the video.
Oh yeah, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I feel like that's like the perfect reference to a song about the world being fake by referencing a movie about the world being fake.
It's so funny listening through this album and realizing this is the same people who made songs like A Little Piece of Heaven. Like, are there any perks on this map? I haven't seen any perk machines.
They fly out of the sky.
What the fuck?
Over time.
All right. Well, going back to an earlier conversation point, the very first single from this album.
Nobody.
Talk about that one.
Oh, that's the next song.
Yeah, it's the next one on the album.
You know, this one, I'm still not really entirely sure what it's about.
When I was trying to go through this and research this video, I could not get a good answer on what this song really means, other than just being another, like, a vague representation of emotions and life and your feelings and gibberish.
Later in the album, with the song G, it's kind of talking about it from God's perspective, or someone who feels like a god, maybe. And looking back on it, now I'm kind of seeing, I mean, he specifically states it too, I'm a god.
Right.
But I'm not really sure what this one's about.
It's an interesting one. It definitely is one of those ones where it's like, it's the anthem of the album, obviously, pretty much. It's, you know, it's the single that they release. It's the one that represents the whole emotion and the feeling of the album more than any other song. But it also just doesn't make any fucking sense. But at the same time, that kind of describes the album pretty well, because a lot of this album kind of just doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean, if you look at the music video, what it kind of is a man transitioning into death.
Right.
I mean, you know, music videos, they aren't always what the song is about.
I kind of thought it was supposed to be a music video about death, just kind of with that beginning part where it's the guy and his skeleton leaves his body and goes to, like, the fucking astral plane, and then But then it got really weird where it's like the skeleton dude on the chariot takes him away, and then he takes him to a world where everything is fake, which just doesn't really make sense as a metaphor for death, at least not in my head. I don't understand how rocks with barcodes on them is a metaphor for death. I still have no idea what the fuck it's about. I don't get it. I'm sure it makes sense to somebody else. It does not make sense to me. I just like saying, nobody.
Nobody.
I watched a clip earlier where the guitarist guy had the little voice box thing, and they were getting ready to do that, and he just like gypped out the crowd, where instead of doing it, he just started making a bunch of random noises and then walked off stage. And like everybody in the crowd was just yelling nobody, but they just never continued the song.
I love Sinister.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this one. Hey, Nevada, USA, that's where I live. Next song.
Yeah.
The next song is the second single of this album, We Love You. The very first thing that I noticed listening to this song is the fucking Fortnite drum. That drumming. For those of you listening at home, Avenged Sevenfold has their own little Fortnite map thing, but it's just like these little puzzles. I don't know what the point of it was. It was kind of stupid, but there's one of the puzzles where you had to like listen to stuff and try to get it right to go through a maze. And there was one puzzle where it just had the drumming. I think it was like a obstacle course where it had the drumming from this song, and it just played just that little drum beat for like the entire fucking obstacle course.
Yep.
And it was a shitty obstacle course. So we were there for like 15 minutes, and it fucking sucked. And that's just, whenever I hear the song, it is the first thing I can think of now. It's just that stupid fucking drumming from the stupid fucking Fortnite map. This was the song I was referencing earlier when we were talking about Mattel, and I was talking about how it's kind of like cheap thrills and all that stuff, and you know, just the next best thing, the quick hits, all that stuff. This is the song that I think represents that the most.
More.
It definitely is very like, I almost don't want to say it, but it's very Cyberpunk 2077.
No, yeah, it is.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I saw the music video, the first thing that came to my mind when I was listening to it, it's very cyberpunky. Like it pretty much has the same exact themes as the game Cyberpunk. The song sounds like something that could have been on the radio in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, this is my second favorite song in the album.
Fair.
It means a lot more than a lot of the other songs in that album. It's very much a criticism of how a lot of people live.
Right.
Always asking for more, always asking to have more than they have.
Right. Well, I think the reason it hits so hard is because unlike a lot of the other songs, which are kind of about like life and death and whatever, it's all like very spiritual. This one is something that's more related to like our actual day-to-day life. This is how most... You know, I'm not even going to say Americans. This is how most first world country people live. This is how we as a society, as a civilized, you know, as our society, this is how we are. This is, you know, we always want the next best thing. You know, you can't have the Switch 1. You got to have the Switch 2. You know, you have to have the iPhone 18. You know, you can't be satisfied with having the 10. It's everything. You have to have the next version, the greatest version, everything that comes better. And, you know, the music video kind of represented the part that's even like out of our control, where it's more of the like the companies and whatnot, where it's showing it's just the little like farmhouse or whatever, and suddenly the big city starts getting built around it, and it kind of just shows like even if you don't want to be a part of this materialistic life, you can't avoid it because it's going to come to you, and either you can conform to it or you're going to get, you know, the sun through your windows is going to be blocked by the next skyscraper. You know, you can't get away from it.
I really like also that it is told from the point of view of someone offering you more.
Right.
And it's saying, we love you, but it is very much corporate we love you, where it's
empty.
Not in the loves. Yeah, it's empty. So I own the vinyl of this album.
Of course you do.
And I like the imagery on this, for this song, is someone holding a rose above their head as if they were holding a knife.
Oh.
And I love that little artistic charm.
They definitely put a lot of thought into this album. Like, this wasn't something that they just pumped out to have more music out. This was something that, like, they definitely put their whole into it.
They're
You know, they put the whole in it. You know, there's a joke there, but I'm not gonna. Family friendly.
No, we said f like 50 times at the start of this.
I'm gonna censor it with.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that over as censoring it. Family friendly.
Also,
man.
every time we say, also put over it.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Next song.
Cosmic.
Yeah, I'm glad you knew that.
This is my favorite.
All right, so the very first thing that I have listed here in my notes is wear metal. So, but then that's immediately followed with tempo change. Holy shit! So
Their meadow.
I found the metal.
Their This one goes through like 3 or 4 different stylistic changes. This one's very interpretive.
I have listed for the music video part here. Skelly Bro is on LSD. So
It's the hourglass of LSD.
yeah, I'm not too sure what this one's about. So if you have any,
Yeah, there's not much to pinpoint, especially when he goes off into the, I want to say, ballad part of the song. Because that's kind of just random bullshit.
yeah. I know I was just talking about how every song in this album kind of has like its place and whatever, but this one kind of feels a little, it doesn't have the same, like,
It's not as direct. I think it's more talking about the themes of life rather than anything directly you see.
right.
Just love and pain from loss, I think, is more what it kind of goes into. And it's kind of telling a love story of a loop.
Huh.
Because if you're kind of seeing the lyrics, which I pulled up here, it's kind of going into like, it's kind of like you'll find me, you'll find me, we'll meet again, we gotta try again. It's kind of that's kind of how the song, I guess, goes.
Yeah, that's how the song goes. Those are the lyrics.
Those are the lyrics.
Those sure are the lyrics.
But I'm just a sucker for songs that go into really like these thick or orchestral, like,
Thick.
yeah, like there's a lot.
Or likes his music thick.
I like my music thick. There's a lot to it, and especially that last part with that drum. I love that drum beat. I cannot play it for the life of me because it's so fucking hard, but I love it. It just adds so much.
The vocals are under the water. They really like that talk box thing in this album.
Yeah, they found a new toy.
Found a new toy. They went to the garage. Ooh, I almost just touched that.
I mean, yeah, like I said, this song is the most stylistic change variety, and it kind of, I guess, reflects the whole album.
Right.
Just in how it's completely changing. I mean, something I've noticed about, I guess this is about the whole album, not just the song, but it feels like the style gets less and less metal as you go on.
Right, I can see that. I mean, the change between this song and the next one kind of...
Yeah, there's a drastic change here, but yeah, no but.
So the next song, Beautiful Morning, this is the one I was talking about, how I have a direct band that this reminded me of. This song, like, feels like something that absolutely could have been written by Alice in Chains. Like, this sounds like Alice in Chains. If this was being sung by the lead singer of Alice in Chains, whose name I don't know off the top of my head, like, if you told me that it was an Alice in Chains song, I would not question it for a second. Like, this genuinely sounds exactly like their music style. Like, it's kind of got that grungy sound to it.
This song, in my opinion, is probably the most forgettable, considering I forgot about it until just now.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but not very remarkable in my head.
Yeah, I don't really get this one, and it's...
I actually know what this one means. It's kind of saying, stop looking at yourself as a god and look at the world around you. It is a beautiful morning.
Stop and
because it's kind of saying, if you try to walk on water, the water will swallow you. So basically, if you're trying to be God, you'll be swallowed in your own
One of the things I had listed here is he Jesus? So
Is he Jesus?
that makes a lot of sense, actually. Next song, they took their toy back out of the closet. Here is easier. Immediately they start off. I have written here Robo intro.
Robo.
Intro. It just he immediately hits you with the talk box again. That's a lot of. Oh, I just backed myself into a corner. It's over. It's over. Hey, at least we made it past 8 rounds this time. We're gonna have played every single map in this game by the time we get through this album.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's a good album. It's worth talking about.
Yeah, this one, I'm not really sure what it's about.
It's about blowing out my ears with those random screeches in it.
Yeah,
The random screeches are obnoxious. Once again, I would not call it progressive metal. I feel like this album needs to have its own brand new genre title. On Wikipedia, they described it as avant-garde metal, which is something I've never heard before. And I don't know, I suppose that could be the genre title for it. But even still, it's odd. I don't know. It's a weird track.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad song.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it fits into the greater picture yet.
Well, I guess we'll just go on to the next song then. Hit him with the old G. I guess I'll just start again with the intro. Other than the electric guitar, this sounds like it could be a track in Mario. It sounds very goofy. Oh.
The next 3 songs are connected, spelling out God. I'm not sure why. I'm not entirely sure about this one.
It would have made more sense if they switched Beautiful Morning and Easier. So this way they have the song about, the God complex before the whole spelling out God thing.
This one's the most specifically about God.
Right.
I mean, 6 days of bullshit, waving my hand, that's talking about making the earth.
Right. I feel like this one, even musically is strange, where he gets that, he starts slowing down, and he starts doing that, talking, singing thing, where he's not actually singing, he's just, whatever. Where he's not, actually singing. I don't know the lyrics, but it's...
Oh. Great.
It's one of those ones where he gets kind of weird. And obviously this is, the one song in this album where the woman sings. You know, 'cause everybody kind of forgets that the woman exists.
The woman.
Is there a woman in Avenged Sevenfold, or does she just come
No.
up?
So that's
what I thought.
Hang on, I have the name here. I just have to find it.
Because I noticed on the Wikipedia, it has, 2 different female-sounding names.
Oh, there's actually, there's 2 different girls on there.
I like the little part at the end, though, where he's just delete. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably...
We ain't smart enough for this shit.
I ain't smart enough for this shit, man. Maybe it is prog metal, and that's why I don't understand it, is because it's too stupid. That's what all the Tool fanboys always say. Oh, you don't get it because you're just not smart enough. You're too stupid to understand the complexities. I might just be too stupid to understand the complexities. That might just be it. I might just be too stupid to understand what G means.
Stupid.
Yeah. This one kind of gave me 9 Inch Nails vibes, which is a little odd.
Holy shit, the band from Tron Ares?
Sure. I don't know. Next song. Ordinary.
Ordinary.
This one is another one where I feel like Astroneer. This one was also in the Fortnite map.
Holy shit. I love Fortnite.
So this one, I'm once again relating it to another band. But this one's not so much just relating it to another band. This really sounds like the song Get Lucky by Daft Punk. It genuinely sounds exactly like that song. Actually, to be frankly honest with you, it reminds me of the Happy Wheels song by Tobuscus, which is a parody of the Daft Punk song.
Happy Wheels.
Nope. This one's definitely another one of those wear metal songs. It's
Well, yeah, like I said, the further we go, the less it's gonna be metal.
Right, but it also kind of feels like the further we go, the less the songs have meaning. It kind of feels like the further down the list we get, the more the songs are kind of just haha, here's this funny little thing. And if you think about it really hard, it makes sense. But if you don't really think about it, you don't pay too much attention, it's just a goofy song.
Alright.
Anyway, Death. So I listed here Pink Floyd transition. I did ironically, don't worry about that. This one, it's very obviously it's very jazzy, but this is the song that I was talking about earlier where you definitely get those suicide themes from it. Like this.
Well,
This song is 100% about suicide.
Yeah, this song is about a guy leaping off a building.
Right. I can't get the fuck out of the way. Boom.
Ha! I got 3 more kills.
Fuck you.
Speaking of death.
Speaking of death, it's an interesting choice to make such a deep topic into a like almost crooner-esque like jazz song. It's interesting. But then again, with such a thematic album, it makes sense to try to accentuate something like that. I don't know, it's an interesting choice. Like obviously, once again, it's not bad. It's not a bad song. It's not a, it's out of place, but it's not in a bad way. It's just, it's unusual. This is like I was saying just a minute ago. It feels like the further this album goes on, the harder it gets to understand what the point is they're trying to make. Why did the game just suddenly get so f***ing loud? Holy shit.
You're on the loud map.
I'm on the fucking loud map. Good God. That's all I gotta say about this one. It's jazzy. Sounds like if Pink Floyd and Frank Sinatra became best friends and then wanted to kill themselves. Or did kill themselves. I don't know. Weird song.
It's an interesting way to put it.
It's freaky. It's a freaky song.
Well, freaking it.
Let's freak it when we finish here with our last song, Life is But a Dream.
I love the lyrics.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic, like the lyrics really deep. It really accentuates what this song is about. Like this one has such a heavy theme, it's crazy. Do you have a ray gun?
Mark II.
What the f***? There was that video that kind of went viral, the guy wearing the mime outfit, and he would hit himself in the shin with a razor scooter, and he would be like mime crying because he's in a bunch of pain.
No.
I don't know, there was this, oh shit, I got a ray gun Mark II too. Oops, that's not a zombie. Misinput. Anyway, it was a clip that went viral. This dude dressed up like a mime, and they were just beating the shit out of him. And there was this weird piano piece that was playing in the background where it was like slowly getting out of key the more he was in pain. That's what this reminds me of, because that intro piano part, it doesn't sound bad, but at the same time, it sounds like absolute dog shit. It scratches your brain in a weird way. Did you just get another... What the fuck? Stop cheating. I like the way that they ended this album on an instrumental. I think it's a good choice.
It's what I imagine being dead sounds like.
I mean, I guess I could see that.
I'm not elaborating.
I suppose that makes some sense. There's a semblance of sense made there. But now that we got through every single song, I want to do another little goofy thing here, where I want you to put every single song from this album onto a S through F tier list, kind of like we did with the beginning of the album. So, Game Over, where would you rank it?
I'm not really the biggest fan of Game Over. I do not like when he goes, the bestest part of waking up. I don't like how he sings that. C. Well, if we're going based off the album, C tier.
All right. And then Mattel.
Mattel, probably B.
I could see that. Yeah, I agree.
I'm kind of just going in order here. A. Thing nobody is like. I think it's their favorite out of the album. Yeah, they. I don't know if you see any of their concerts, but they always play Game Over first, and then Nobody somewhere in there.
And We Love You, I would personally put it also probably an A.
Yeah, I'd say high A.
I'm pretty sure I know where you're gonna put this one, Cosmic.
S.
Yeah, I thought so. Beautiful Morning.
I would put that the same as Game Over, probably.
So like, would you say C?
Yeah.
Right. I would put that one more in like a B, but I could see that.
High C.
I see. Okay, this is what we're doing here. Easier. I'm gonna put that one in. I don't know. That's a hard one because I feel like some parts of the song are. That's the hard part about having songs that alternate. There's some parts of the song you don't like, and there's some parts of the song you really do. I feel like this one was ones where like some parts of the song I'm not a fan of, but then it like tempo changes, and I like the tempo change. Where like I would want to put it in D at the same time that I'd want to put it in A, and it makes it kind of difficult.
Split the diff. B.
All right, we'll call that one B.
It's B'sier.
G, I'm gonna call that one like a C.
Yeah, it's not bad, but It's hard to listen to by itself.
I don't like the way that he sings this one.
I mean, this could be part. It does sound like it's part of what he's trying to do, because it seems like he's singing carelessly, which is also what the song is about.
I don't know. Definitely not in my top 5 here, so. Ordinary.
I would say probably D. I'd be willing to put it in C, but I feel like D is where I would personally put it.
So, I guess I could see that being D. And then speaking of D, go on to DF.
Being D.
Does DF belong in D, or does DF belong somewhere?
I think Death is better than Ordinary and
Alright.
G.
Okay.
So I would put that in C.
Alright.
It's more listenable.
Fair enough. And then the final track, Life is But a Dream. I know you were about to say you've got to put it in S because it's the title track, but I don't think it's an
No,
S
that's
tier
not what I was
song.
gonna say. It's hard to compare it to the other one. It doesn't fit in.
But I think that's kind of the whole thing with this album, is nothing really fits in with itself. It's thematic in the fact that it's strange, and it doesn't really have its own footing ever. It seems like it's always falling off the bike and then getting onto a different bike. Probably stole the bike too, you know.
Interesting
Yeah.
metaphor.
I don't know. I'd say that it gets A.
Yeah.
Because it's a good instrumental. It's just it's not the most fantastic instrumental I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I agree.